Who are we talking to?
Ourselves. And welcome back to... and I got distracted. Yay. Okay, take 2. 1.
Who are we talking to?
Ourselves. And welcome back to the Mc&Marren podcast. Thank you for joining us for Disney Pantheon of Villains Part 2. So before we get into it, we do need to address our most recent podcast, which was the Fandom Forensics episode for Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. One, I'm going to apologize because it took me forever to get it uploaded due to some technical difficulties. And then we just realized as we were logging in to do this recording that it only recorded half the episode.
So sorry about that.
So we're probably going to redo that episode and repost it to try to figure it out later.
Fewer questions, maybe switch out some of the questions with new ones so that anyone who's watched the old one has something interesting to listen to.
But we do appreciate you guys sticking with us as we work through our technical difficulties. Even if sometimes those technical difficulties are, it's a long week.
Yeah. So back on track here a little bit. So we are, like Tori said, we are talking about the Disney Pantheon of Villains. And to continue what happened last time in our last episode, we have different tiers of villains. We have S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. Who do we have listed so far?
So in our S tier category, which these are the supreme villains of all villains, we currently have Hades, Scar, and Ursula. In our A tier, which is top of the class but not the tippy top, we have Mother Gothel and Dr. Facilier. B tier, Jafar. C tier, Cruella de Vil. And that's where we ended up last time. Now remember, we did talk about how by the time we're done with this, we may have switched things around and we may have to move some people.
So, but just for now, we'll just kind of keep it as is.
Yeah.
For now, those are where they stand.
So to start today, we're going to continue out our discussion on the official Disney 7.
Mm-hmm.
This, I guess you can call them the Sinister 7.
Yep.
If you wanted to. So, Colin, who are we starting with?
Coming in from 1959, voiced by Eleanor Audley, who also was the voice of Lady Tremaine and Madame Leota, Maleficent, Mistress of all evil.
I mean, needs no introduction, but just the fact that she plays not one, but 2 Disney villains. She was a female voice actor in the 1950s and 60s with 2 villains credited to her account.
Not to mention that her Madame Leota dialogue is still being used today at the Haunted Mansion ride at both Disneyland and Disney World.
She is Madame Leota. Let's all be honest.
So, I mean, I think I can speak for both, or for all 3 of us. She is S tier without a doubt.
Yes, but let's talk a little bit more. Just give Maleficent a little bit more juice. Lady Tremaine will come at a later time.
Yeah.
This is not Lady Tremaine's episode. Because she's not in the Sinister 7.
She is not.
Or the top 11 Disney villains, but we'll get to her eventually. But Maleficent, the evil fairy.
My favorite thing about Maleficent is that she transforms into a dragon.
It's kind of hard to pull to top.
Yeah, she fights Philip in the form of a dragon. Not to mention, her dragon form is also used in the Disney show Fantasmic as the final boss for Sorcerer Mickey.
Also, the fact that she is an S-tier villain who does not have a song. Kind of like Hades, she doesn't have a song. But I would say that the backing audio for Sleeping Beauty whenever Maleficent was on screen is wonderfully eerie. And does a great job of highlighting that the person who is on screen or the person who is behind all these actions is not someone you want to mess with.
Mm-hmm.
Also, is just... She does have minions. I don't think they ever get named.
They're just called the Minions.
Yeah.
But And, of course, her crow, Diaval.
which he's
Actually,
Diablo in the original.
In the original, he's Diablo, and in the live action, he's Diaval.
But is it in the live action one where did they actually say his name in the live action one?
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Okay, but in the animated one, he doesn't have his name.
No, it's given in the credits.
Yeah.
But from the moment she comes in a blast of fire in the middle of I believe it's the christening.
It is the
Yes, the
christening
christening
of baby Aurora.
Yes.
And everyone just backs up, and you're like, okay, now the plot's kicking off.
Well, because historically, with the timeline of, if you're looking at Disney as a chronological historical timeline, the time in which baby Aurora was born, everybody in the kingdom would have been invited to that baby's christening. Everybody. Peasants would have gotten holidays off work. Children, if they went to school, wouldn't have had school. Lords and ladies, princes, princesses, kings, queens, everyone's going to turn out for this party.
Even outside of the kingdom, because if your enemy, if you have an enemy kingdom that's next to your borders, you invite them anyway.
Yes, because the biggest insult you could give is to not invite somebody to this event. And what did they do?
They did
And
not
she
invite
gives
her.
them an out.
Yeah,
she says maybe it was an oversight.
Yeah. She even gives him a chance to say, oh, your invitation got lost in the mail, like we all know it didn't.
But then Merryweather opens her mouth, says, you weren't wanted, and the king and queen don't say a thing. Maybe we don't anger the very powerful sorceress when she's right there.
What an awkward situation.
Although, to be fair, that was Merryweather's big mouth that kind of started the whole thing.
And let's just throw this out there. Maleficent is the evil fairy, but she is a fairy. But she is 3 times the size of Merryweather in her regular form. We're not counting the dragon form. Merryweather needs to learn how to pick on someone her own size.
She's got the small girl energy.
Very much so. Also, something to highlight that Maleficent does a great job of highlighting is that Disney villains, old school Disney villains, the classic villains. In our last episode, I talked about how I didn't think there would be a villain in the S tier that came out after the 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
An iconic thing for the original Disney villains, green smoke. Green smoke, green fire, that neon green, which just symbolized that is a bad person. I mean, think about it. Scar had green. Ursula is an undertone of green, but it's there. It's more yellow for Ursula.
Well, she turns the entire room dark, and then the green light is illuminating it.
Yes. Cruella de Vil has the green smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Even Evil Queen, who we'll talk about in a bit, when her spell is working its power, it's green. So it's like those original Disney villains, the color of evil, neon green.
Yep.
Which just pairs wonderfully with black.
Yes, and purple.
It's great for branding.
It is. And you know what? Everything else aside, Maleficent is a great brand. It's a great branding opportunity for Disney that they have fully embraced. I mean, come on. They have announced they're doing Villain Land, and it's going to have Maleficent's castle. Guess where I'm going to be? I'm going to be over in the Villain Land. Y'all can have your happy, sparkly Disney day. I'm going to be over on the dark side. Thank you. We have cookies.
Not to mention, Maleficent's, we do see a lot of villains that claim, we talked about in the last Pantheon episode how, Jafar, he says he wields so much power, but he doesn't really actually show how much power he actually has until he's transformed into the genie.
Yep.
Whereas Maleficent, like Colin said, she commands the room right out of the gate. I mean, she teleports in a ball of fire. And then when she gets really mad at her minions because her minions were looking for a baby for, 14 years?
16.
So 16 years. She summons thunder and strikes them all down with thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And then when Prince Philip is trying to escape, she creates a valley of thorns and then transforms into a dragon.
But at the same time, nowhere in her in her plan for revenge, does she take a moment to be like, I am all powerful, no one can beat me? She does not say a word.
She doesn't grandstand.
She knows she's the most powerful being in the room. And she's gonna, I fully believe she would probably, like Collins, had the king and queen apologized profusely and, begged for her forgiveness, she probably would have given them the out.
Mm-hmm.
But Meriwether had to open her mouth, and the king and queen said nothing, and so it was like, all right, time to remind these people why you don't make the dark fairy mad.
Yep.
Now, there is another part to her power. So, we of course know the whole thing of striking people with lightning, fire, summoning the thorns, turning into a dragon, which is 100 times cooler than a giant cobra. I'm sorry, Jafar.
And a lot cooler than a giant version of yourself, Ursula.
Mm-hmm.
It just is.
Yeah.
If you can become a fire-breathing dragon, take the option. Fire-breathing snake. It's got a little cool factor, but it's not that cool.
It's not a dragon.
But in the other stuff they've released of Maleficent, say Maleficent, not the live-action version, but the anime version, she also has the power to basically come back if people remember her name.
And she's just so memorable.
So even after she's dead, she's not dead. She's just taking a nap. So
she's just resting, biding her time.
Yep. So,
and
but
I know we said we're going to do our own review of the Descendants franchise at a later date. But I'm not going to lie. So when I first saw Descendants and I saw Kristen Chenoweth as Maleficent, I was not quite sure how well that was going to translate because Kristen Chenoweth is bubbly and personable and pink and sparkly, and she's the original Glinda.
From Wicked.
From Wicked, okay? I mean...
she's also Elle Woods from Legally Blonde.
No, she's not.
On the musical, yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Me neither.
She's just so not dark, tall, and broody. But she played it so... that level of unhinged, of like, what if the Mistress of All Evil became a mother? How crazy would that be? She played it so well, and I think she did a great job because she made her more unhinged because now Maleficent is explaining everything, whereas like in the original, she didn't explain anything because she didn't have to. But I feel like when you become a parent and you have a child, you have to explain everything. And I feel like deep down, that would annoy Maleficent to her core.
Also the fact that she was trapped on an island without access to any of her powers.
Yeah.
And her ex-husband is down below.
Yeah, and she's trapped on an island with her ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
Not down below, sort of just down the road.
Yeah, well, he lives underground, she lives topside. Anyway, if you haven't seen the first and second and third movie of the Descendants franchise, I do recommend them. They're actually pretty good. Happy, wholesome family fun.
So I think it kind of goes without saying that, we've bragged on Maleficent for a while now.
Maleficent is S tier. Yes. I will hear no argument.
Also so last Christmas I got Tori Disney Villains chess set, and Maleficent is the queen on one of the sides. Strangely enough though, Hades is not the king for that side, he's the king for the other side of the board.
And
the king for her side of the board is Jafar.
Yeah,
which is weird.
That is not a relation. Maleficent and Hades, it could work. Maleficent and Turnabout, it could work. Maleficent and Hades, that is not going... Or not, Maleficent and Jafar, that is not going to happen.
I mean, if it does happen, Maleficent definitely wears the pants.
Yeah. Alright, moving on.
So, Maleficent is added to the S tier level of the Disney Villain Pantheon.
S tier.
Alright, who's next?
From 1937, the first animated movie that Disney did. From Snow White, it's the evil queen, Grimhilda. Be honest, did you know that was her name?
I did know that was her name.
I did not.
You know why I knew that was her name?
Why?
This is a German story.
Yeah.
That's a German name.
So
Shout out to Germany.
So she is the first one, the trendsetter for all this.
Yes. Now, don't get us wrong. Disney had some animation that they had worked on prior to Snow White, but this was the first animated movie.
Yeah.
This was the first big deal. Essentially, the Evil Queen set the standard.
Yeah. I mean, Disney did a bunch of shorts and, short films with Mickey Mouse and everything, but yeah, this is their first ever full feature-length animated film ever.
Never mind, I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay.
My brain went beep for a minute.
So, yeah, the Evil Queen is definitely the first one. She's a trendsetter, and to be honest, everyone knows the iconography of the poisoned apple.
Oh, yeah. It's. I mean, one could argue, if you're looking at iconic things, like iconography from Disney, that people see and automatically they're like, I know what that is. You have the castle. I know what that is. You have the ears. I know what that is. You have the glass slipper. Everyone knows what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You have the poison apple. Everyone knows what that is. She's actually probably the only villain who has an icon that is universally recognized.
Yeah, probably.
Feel free to comment on that if you don't think so. But.
Or if we think of one as we're talking, but yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I feel it's just worth mentioning that Sleeping Beauty and Snow White share most of a plot.
They do share most of a plot.
But then again, they're based off of old classic fairy tales.
They are.
Both.
Shout out to the Grimm's brothers.
Both are princesses cursed to eternal sleep by the villain of their story, who is a strong woman with magic.
Yep.
Who is also very pretty.
Yep. And I will say, I saw, when you're introduced to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, you're probably like a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing the Evil Queen's transformation from a queen to the old hag that gives Snow White the apple is still legitimately terrifying.
I know. Can we all just talk about... I know that Snow White's supposed to be like, what, 14, 15?
14.
14? Okay, and teenagers, their brains are not fully formed yet. This is something we all know. But that old lady just looks scary. Why are you accepting fruit from this old, scary-looking woman who just comes up to your window in the forest? This screams bad idea.
I mean, upon Snow White seeing her for the first time, she gasps in fear.
Yeah, and then proceeds to still...
Oh, right, that's rude. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say she needed to be rude, but a little she has no self-preservation at all.
Oh,
Snow White, zero self-preservation.
Now,
Zero.
This does lead to two big issues with the character. Number one, if you could turn yourself ugly, you can make yourself prettier. So there's no reason to hunt her down. Number two, you have magic. Set her on fire. I'm just saying that there's no reason to go to sleeping potion when other things are on the table.
Fair point. That is a very fair point.
Hey, they're working with what they got, and it was a fairy tale.
In Maleficent's case, putting her to eternal sleep was supposed to be a big message of, aha, she's not dead, but she might as well be, and you can do nothing.
Yeah.
And she will just stay there forever. That was supposed to be the... Well, actually, no. She didn't... Her original plan was not for her to sleep. Her original plan was she would just die.
Yeah.
Merryweather used up her magic to change it to eternal sleep.
Yes.
Yes.
Whereas, also, I'm sorry, we have to knock the Evil Queen down at least one level. We can't put her on the same par as Maleficent, because Maleficent carried out her work herself. The Evil Queen outsourced that work. First, she hired the huntsman. And as anyone who's ever done anything will tell you, if anything is worth doing, it is worth doing yourself.
Now, Maleficent did send, like, her minions to figure out where the child was.
Yes, that's after the child went missing. But
not text her. I was like, okay, well, you find out where the child is, report back to me, and I'll take her.
Yes, she didn't send her minions after her going, go kill her and bring me back her heart inside this beautiful box. Which is another piece of that heart with the sword in it is another piece of Evil Queen iconography. So she's got two icons.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the evil queen, I feel she's got to be knocked down at least one level because she outsourced the work.
But I mean, she's royalty though, and just like royalty's just like, ew, I don't want to get my hands dirty.
But she outsourced the work, and as such, because the huntsman fell to the beauty of Snow White, he couldn't kill her. So therefore, she got away. And oh look, now we have plot development. And yes, we needed it to happen for plot development, but it's just kind of like, you know, if you had just cursed her yourself the first time, this wouldn't have happened.
There's also the question of, okay, so you have this neat little mirror that you could ask any question in the world, and you just want to know who's the prettiest in the land, and you're fine with it just being you. Like, okay, if you want to use omnipotence like that, that's your own thing.
Each their own.
But then when it says, oh, it's Snow White.
I beg your pardon?
It was like, okay, first off, Snow White's underage, so mirror, you might get smashed, okay? Don't be a creep.
She's more focused on the fact that it wasn't her.
Second, what's it care? You're still the queen!
So, there is a thing where a lot of the Disney villains represent versions of the 7 deadly sins. And the evil queen is very much vanity.
Mm-hmm.
She is the sin of vanity.
Yep.
I mean, that is ultimately her thing. Her whole problem is her vanity. She doesn't dislike Snow White because Snow White has some good political message. She doesn't dislike her because, you know, she wants the dwarves to get paid a fair wage no matter what the new version of the movie is telling people. I'm sorry, that's not the story.
Do not see the new version.
You know, she doesn't dislike Snow White because insert reason that a new take on Snow White will tell you is the reason she doesn't like her. She doesn't like Snow White because Snow White is young and pretty. And if there's somebody younger and prettier than her, it threatens who she is as a person. She has put all of her eggs into the vanity basket, so to say. And if she loses that, she's got nothing in her mind.
Yep.
So, even though she does have magical abilities and she could do something, I mean, how hard would it have been to make a potion to make Snow White ugly? I don't imagine it would have been that hard.
Or just, you know, a potion that when you throw it sets the building on fire.
Yeah, just something. So, I don't think... You know what? On that note, I'm actually torn about where I want to put the evil queen, and I don't think anyone's going to agree with me on where I want to put her. But what do you think, Justin?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, there are newer villains that are a little bit more iconic and stuff like that. But she is the trendsetter, and so much iconography. And I think she should probably, while not S tier, I think she is A tier.
You're thinking B tier.
I'm thinking B tier.
Why?
I'm just not impressed with her. I feel bad saying that. I mean, she is the first. She is what we built the villains off of. But she's just if you compare her to everybody else, she's just not impressing me yet. I feel like I'm sitting on a panel for like America's Next Top Model. She's just not impressing me at this point. But you know what? I will make a concession here. I will put her at the lower level of A tier. The lower level, just because she is the first. She gets put into A tier because she is the first. Without her, we wouldn't have had all the others.
Yeah, I mean, you have to respect the history.
However, if there's a shifting, she's first off the boat.
Colin, you're kind of the tiebreaker here.
I was going to put her at B tier too. That's why I know how she was thinking.
So I think can we agree that lower A tier?
A tier it is.
All right.
Lower A tier. We're sorry for that, evil queen. You terrified our nightmares as children, but you're compared to Maleficent, and that's probably because we put her right after Maleficent. I mean, comparing anyone after Maleficent is just...
Yeah.
It's like going on to a show like The Voice or America's Got Talent and being the singer after Kelly Clarkson. Why even go out on stage?
Yeah.
All right. Who's
right.
next?
Next one.
Next up, 1953, and tormenting an eternal little boy. It's Captain Hook. Captain James Hook.
Captain James Hook.
Okay.
'Cause
All
that's
right.
his actual name.
No magical ability.
No.
No grand master plan.
Well, no. His master plan is to kill Peter Pan.
Not going.
That's
well.
not a plan. That's barely a concept. Like 12%
Hey,
of a plan.
that's Voldemort's entire plan right there. Kill Harry Potter.
He has an end. He has a goal he's trying to accomplish.
It's not going
It's
well.
going well.
Okay. Even if we consider the sequel,
Which I don't.
what was that?
Peter Pan
went-
to Return to Neverland.
Yeah.
Which, by
He
the
uses the flying ship to get to
London.
London and kidnap.
Jane.
No, Jane's kids.
Wendy's
Wendy's.
kids.
Wendy's kids. Sorry. Too much similarities between the two.
Yeah. Captain Hook flies into London to kidnap Wendy's daughter, Jane, thinking that she was Wendy. Although it is very, very weird that in the sequel, this all happened during the Blitz.
I mean, when else are you going to safely get a flying ship in and out of London?
Anyway,
Give him some credit for figuring out how to steer the flying ship in the first place.
I mean, I just...
Tinkerbell's not telling him how to do that.
No, and you know what? Maybe it's because, yes, Tinkerbell betrayed Peter Pan momentarily to help Hook, momentarily, because she was jealous, momentarily. But then Hook was mean to her and almost killed her, and I like Tinkerbell, so that automatically drops him down in my book.
so because you like Tinkerbell, he goes down a peg.
You're like 100 times her size, dude.
But she's got fairy abilities.
Okay, first off, also, side tangent, I'm going to rant on this forever. This will be my rant. This is the hill I'm going to die on. Tinkerbell is a pixie. Okay, yes, I know the new franchise is called Fairies, and I know that everyone wants to call her a fairy. She's a pixie. In the original work, it's a pixie. And yes, I know the whole thing is the kids clap and go, I do believe in fairies, I do. I get that, I know that. I know that's the concept, but guess what? Tinkerbell is a pixie. Pixies are a subset of fairies, okay? So yes, technically she is a fairy, but she's a pixie. It's pixie power.
Also, the main setting of the Tinkerbell series is Pixie Hollow.
Exactly, she's a pixie, okay? Pixies are a type of fairy.
By the way, did you see any of those?
Yes!
They never connected it to Peter Pan. It
No,
was
they
so
don't.
nice.
But can we just all agree? Like, I'm sorry. Just if one more person calls Tinkerbell a fairy, I'm gonna lose it. Okay? I've already lost it. But this is the hill I'm gonna die on. She's a pixie. She lives in Pixie Hollow.
Are you done?
Yes.
For now.
Side rant over.
Okay, now going over Captain Hook. First off, trying to kill one kid for several years and not succeeding. Doesn't look very good on paper. Sorry.
Doesn't look good for Voldemort either.
It's evil, but it's not competent. Okay. Second, no magic powers except the magical flying boat, which is neat, but that was an accident caused by a pixie fighting you.
Yep. In the original film,
Unfortunately, you can't see the glare I'm getting right now.
She's a pixie.
Yeah, in the original animated film of Peter Pan, the ship does not fly except when Tinkerbell throws a bunch of pixie dust in the ship.
And then it starts flying, and they can't control it, so they get away fine. And
Yep. But Captain Hook does not use the ship to fly.
also, on top of the flying kid and the other lost boys, and sometimes the Native Americans, or Native...
Native, we'll just say Native Americans.
Here to say Native Americans.
Indigenous.
That's what they're based off of.
His main enemy is the crocodile. Not a magical crocodile, just a crocodile with a clock ticking in its...
A giant crocodile who's the size of the boat.
His name is TikTok.
Also,
who ate his hand that Peter Pan fed him, and now that he had a taste for human flesh, he wants the rest.
Also, wanting to get revenge against the person who cut off your hand and fed it to a crocodile, that's not evil. That's justification, okay?
Okay, but let's think of it this way. Some of the things we judge other people on. Number one, he doesn't have a banger song.
He does not.
Okay, but that's not needed.
Well...
Wait, no, he does have a song.
Well, it's more of his crew than
But is
him.
it a bop?
No.
Are we singing it in the car?
No, it's kind of one of the lesser-known songs of Peter Pan.
Okay. Does he have a presence? Does he have gravitas? Does he step into the room and everyone go, ah?
It depends on
Not
the version.
but everyone knows he's the captain.
Well, yeah, that would be because of the hat.
For example, if we were talking about the Hook version of Captain Hook,
Yes.
that has
Jason
presence.
Isaacs.
That's not Jason Isaacs. That's Dustin Hoffman.
Doesn't. Oh no, never struck that. I was thinking of
You're thinking of the 2003 live
Yes, I
action
was thinking.
version
Yeah,
of
I was
Peter
thinking
Pan.
that one. But yes, that's two other versions of Hook that had much more presence. But we're talking Disney's Captain Hook.
Yeah.
We're talking Disney animated Captain Hook.
See,
And okay, I will give, going back to Descendants, I will give the Descendants go back in time version of Hook. I will give him a little bit of presence. He's got baby presence. He's not officially the big bad yet. He's not bad yet. He's learning. He's got his training wheels on.
See, this is kind of like, hard for me because Peter Pan is like one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. It's one that I grew up watching like all the time, so I love Captain Hook. But I think I love Captain Hook mainly because he's funny.
Yeah, he's a funny villain. He's not
the mistress of all evil. He's not scary. He's not like,
He's got good branding.
But is he James Woods funny?
No. But, I mean, his first scene in the movie, he's trying to chart a course for trying to find Peter Pan's hideout. One of his crew members is annoying him, and what's he do? He grabs out a gun and shoots him. You gotta admit, that's a pretty solid opening.
That is a solid introduction.
But then again, no, Hook is only as good when he's with Smee.
Yes.
He needs a Smee.
He does need a Smee.
So, Hook by himself is not as good as Hook with Smee.
I want to give him C tier.
I don't want to give him C. I
Captain.
want to really. I think I'm very comfortable with him in B.
Like mid to low B tier.
He's a B tier.
Okay.
He's a solid B.
Because he's always listed with the other classic Disney villains.
Yeah, he's always listed with everybody else, but he's not got the cojones that some of the other ones have. I mean, yes, he's trying to kill a boy who never ages, and he's mean to a pixie, and he has a vendetta with a crocodile. I mean, fair enough. The thing with the crocodile, that's fair. But, he doesn't step into the room and everybody go, that is a bad guy.
Yeah.
That is a bad guy. I'm going to be over. Because, going back to Hades has that presence of, that is a bad guy. Can we leave now? But he's still funny.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. But you're also like, he's going to kill me. I'm going to go now.
Yeah, Hook is more like, a comedic foil than anything else.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
So,
B
Captain
tier.
Hook is low B tier. As much as it pains me to say it.
B tier it is. Okay, moving on. We've got not quite the 7, but in the 11.
Okay.
Starting off with voiced by Richard White, who will be at SpaCon in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
So if you're in Arkansas and want to go to a comic convention, May 15th or 16th, Richard White, the original voice actor for
Gaston
will be there.
came out. Beauty and the Beast came out in 1991.
And it was the first animated film to be nominated for Best Picture.
Very cool.
So, Gaston.
Oh,
One.
No one's got an annoyingly long song like Gaston.
I'm sorry. That
It is a great song, though.
it is a great song. It's
It is a-
memorable.
it
It's
is a great song.
memorable. It's
Now-
But it's not sung by Gaston until the very end. It's mostly sung by LeFou.
yes.
Also, it's not. I would say it's not the villain song.
No, it's more
It's
boosting
song
up.
about the villain, but the villainous song of the movie would be the mob song, where they're
Oh,
all
yeah.
going
Oh,
to
yeah,
go
that's
kill
true.
the beast.
That is. Yeah.
Yeah, that is, and that is started by Gaston.
Yes, it is, and both are great songs. He's got great branding.
I
Sorry.
prefer the mob song to like the Gaston song. But let's all be honest though, Gaston's Tavern at Disney World is a really good like stop and go place for a restaurant.
A great cinnamon roll.
How much are the eggs?
The entire egg economy goes down thanks to Gaston.
I mean, he is single-handedly causing inflation. Which, I mean, that alone, that makes you consider him a villain. He is responsible for the inflation of an entire town.
What
Because
What do you
let's-
think happens to egg prices after he dies?
They go
'Cause-
way down.
They go way down.
the farmer's not selling as many eggs to Gaston anymore.
So let's see. When he was a kid, he ate what?
4 dozen
4 dozen
eggs.
eggs every morning to help him get large. And now that he's grown, he eats 5 dozen eggs.
Nope. Is it 5 dozen or 5,000?
5
5
dozen.
dozen. Because
Okay.
if he eats 5,000 eggs, the dude
He'd
is not
probably be
alive.
poisoned.
Yeah, the dude's not alive.
Just for the record,
5
that
dozen eggs.
yes,
Okay.
that's when he was a kid. He ate 48 eggs a day. As an adult, he eats 60 eggs a day.
That is a lot of eggs.
That is a lot of eggs.
Spread out amongst 3 meals. It's 20 eggs a meal.
He
not
probably,
including
I think he
snacks.
probably ate them in one sitting.
That's
But
a lot of
anyway,
eggs.
back to the
I
actual.
kind of wonder what his cholesterol looks like.
Well, considering he's dead.
It doesn't really matter.
Anywho!
Um,
So, we covered this. This is one of the guys that we covered at our Comic-Con panel.
Disney villains who weren't necessarily wrong.
Yes, and the thing with Gaston is a reflection of man at his time. And from that perspective, he would have been a very agreeable match for Belle. Not from Belle's perspective, not from any girl who thinks like Belle's perspective, but from a perspective of the economy and the historical time. Because he had a tavern, he was a hunter, he served in some kind of battle, he was respected, he could provide shelter, he could provide food, he could provide money. All you have to do is provide him with at least one heir.
The battle thing was only in the live action version.
Yeah, but I really liked how Luke Evans played Gaston. He did a really good job.
Yeah, but the character of Gaston was not very good in the live action version.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, his heel turn to kill Maurice was.
Yeah. But my point is that he is a reflection of what would have been normal. I mean, come on. Every other girl in town is fawning over this guy.
Yes, all 3 of them.
Who are barmaids at his tavern.
I'm not making that.
I do.
All the girls
Did
who are
anyone
not.
else ever wonder as a kid, like, why the girls were all wearing, like, they each had a different color. It's the same dress, but they're all wearing a different color. And I'm like, what? If you're the barmaids at the tavern, why aren't you wearing the same outfit entirely, like a uniform kind of thing?
It's so he can keep track of which one's which. He's
Oh.
like, that one's red, that one's yellow, that's blue. He doesn't have to remember
I mean, there's
names. I
there's-
mean, they look exactly the same. They could be
But-
triplets for all
And
we
when
know.
they are triplets.
Okay.
When we first see them during the song of
Hello, freeze.
Belle,
Yeah,
we don't know that they work in the bar.
we only see them.
They're
as a-
just fawning over him while he's walking down the street.
Well, I mean, they are wearing like a barmaid outfit, so.
So is every other woman in town.
Anyway,
There's like, I think 2 or 3 other women, but they are all married
Yeah,
and singing with their husband.
yeah.
So yeah, of the unmarried
Or their
populace,
small children.
There's 3
Three.
women,
there's 3.
not including Belle.
Anywho,
But I will say though, we're talking about, for lack of a better word, the aura of a Disney villain. So when we first see Gaston, he shoots a geese as they're flying by, and then he's in shadow until he comes out when LeFou, brings him up.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots a what now?
He shoots a goose.
Okay.
You said geese.
I'm sorry, he shoots a goose.
He shoots a bird.
Anyway, he's in shadow until LeFou mentions his name. You gotta admit, that's a little bit of an aura right there.
Has a little bit of a creep factor.
Also, the fact that he constantly hits on Belle, and even though Belle says no, and basically tells him to back off, he still says, no, I'm still gonna marry you. Hell, and because I did that, I will wear the hat of shame.
Hat of shame.
Hat of shame. But because he does that, he proposes a fake wedding outside her door.
Is it fake? No, because everyone's there.
Well, okay. He plans a real wedding that Belle has not accepted yet.
Yeah, it's a creepy wedding.
Mm-hmm. And he says, Belle will be my wife. Make no mistake about that. In other words, she will be my wife despite whatever she says.
I'm sorry, are we just going to gloss over the fact that he kidnapped her father and was going to have him committed unless she said yes?
I was getting there. But the fact of the matter is that Gaston does a lot of creepy stuff.
Ooh, I'm afraid I've been thinking.
A dangerous pastime.
I know.
The only thing I think that could really boost his evil rating, other than, attempted homicide of the Beast,
Yeah.
and all of the servants therein. Which, first off, can we take a moment to say that at least one person other than Gaston died in that fight? Because that wardrobe just crashed into somebody.
Yeah.
From the second floor. They're not alive. I'm
nope,
sorry.
That is...
Yep.
I'm suspending my disbelief only so far.
Yep.
I mean, the line from Muppet Treasure Island comes to mind. He died? This is supposed to be a kid's movie!
I mean, let's just say the dude, the wardrobe landed on him from the second story.
And by the way, that's a castle second story, so that's at least a 15-foot drop.
And landed on his midsection.
Yeah.
And
we move stuff like that. Those things are heavy.
And then in the next scene, the wardrobe is fighting off some other dudes, but the dude is still in the hole on the ground.
Yeah, that guy's not getting up.
So,
but let's get back.
The only thing I think that could really give him more villain points is if it came out that, he was the hunter in Bambi.
There is a fan theory about that.
That's a fan theory.
No confirmation from Disney.
No, Disney conveniently will not talk about it.
But,
Disney, what do you not want us to know?
But, I mean, if he is the hunter that killed Bambi's mom...
That would move him up a level.
Yeah.
But where do we think he falls? I mean, he's got cojones, but they're not great. He's got a presence, it's not great.
It's gotta be C for me.
I mean, let's look at him all, compared to Hades, compared to Ursula, compared to Maleficent, he's just a creepy dude.
Compared to Captain, because you know what? At least Captain Hook has the rank of captain.
Yeah.
He's on par with Ursula. Or not Ursula, Cruella de Vil.
I was about to say, don't you dare!
Wrong lady. Sorry, Cruella de Vil. He's
Clutch
on the
my
same
pearls.
level, because Cruella de Vil, in her
She's
story,
just a creep.
She's just a creep. She's got a lot of money, which we could assume Gaston does, because he runs the tavern.
And he buys
how else
6
is he
dozen
gonna
eggs
buy
a
that
day.
many eggs?
Yeah.
But they have a similar lot in life. Their evil is, I mean, it's bad, but it's not,
going to take over the world.
Topple the entire pantheon of gods bad.
I think it's gonna be a C for creep.
Yeah, I agree.
He's a creep.
Sorry for
He's
getting
a
Ursula and Cruella de Vil
weirdo.
mixed up. I don't know why I did that.
All right, next one.
The next one on the list, 1996. Voiced by Tony Jay, who also voiced
Monsieur d'Arc.
the asylum worker in Beauty and the Beast. Also did work for House of Mouse, a lot of Disney voice work in the 90s, Teen Titans, Superman TV movies. He was an iconic villain voice in the 90s.
He was.
He was the late,
And
great
he
Tony
was Jean-Claude Frollo
Yeah.
in Hunchback of Notre Dame.
All right, so we just finished up with Gaston being C for creep. I think we can all agree that Frollo is also a creep, but Frollo takes it to the next level.
Okay.
I mean, he sniffs a woman's hair.
Ugh.
that is creepy.
Gaston at least had a little bit of personal development.
Let's start off where the movie starts off, okay? We're introduced to Jean-Claude Frollo in the past, hunting down some gypsies because I don't know why. He just
They're
doesn't like
sneaking into Paris.
He just doesn't like
Long historical story, extremely short. Religious persecution.
them. Okay.
Yes.
Otherwise, he just doesn't like them. So he kills the woman because...
He throws her back, like he rears his horse, it throws her back off the steps, knocking her unconscious and dead.
And then picks up the child
That is
and
Quasimodo.
is about to kill him,
By
a
throwing him-
baby.
Throwing him down
And
a
the
well.
only thing that stops him is the archdeacon calling from the church that he's right in front of it going, hey, God's watching. And he goes, oh, right.
Yes.
I'm about to kill a baby in front of...
In front of Notre Dame.
As the Archdeacon says, you cannot hide what you've done from the eyes of Notre Dame.
Which I think I speak for every 90s child and anybody after not 90, like the detail work and the beauty of Notre Dame
Yeah.
as displayed in the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I am not Catholic.
I am.
I was not raised Catholic,
I was.
but that is such a beautiful cathedral, and they did it so well. And like, I'm not gonna lie, a few years ago when it burned, like, my heart hurt because I thought of the Hunchback of Notre Dame when all of Paris was on fire, and the only building that wasn't on fire was Notre Dame, and I was like, no, not the church.
Yeah. It is said that, like, while drawing sketches and doing animation for the movie, the animators were given exclusive access to the inside of Notre Dame by the Catholic Church.
Which, by the way, side shout out that we haven't done, I think, yet, but we should probably shout out every time we talk about Disney. Shout out to the animators.
Yeah.
The animators of the past, the animators of the current, like, just shout out to all the animators. Yeah. Your work is underappreciated, and you're not paid enough.
Yeah, the storyboard, art, background, landscape, character design, all of it.
But you do a great job, and we love
you. You guys do a great job. But yeah, Jean-Claude Frollo is the epitome of a creep.
Also, the horse, the all black horse, just that he rides, creepy. Then let's keep moving through the storyline. So he raises the kid, gives the kid a name meaning half form,
and he hides him in
a
the
bell
ceiling
tower.
of the church.
In the bell tower, puts
on
him
the
to
roof
work.
of the church.
Yeah, puts him to work up in the bell tower. Doesn't let him come out. Makes him recite the alphabet based on sins.
Yeah.
Is that a Catholic thing?
No, it's just a Frollo
It's
thing.
just a weirdo thing.
Yeah, just like
what's
I
the
think,
first one?
A is
Abomination.
Abomination. B, blasphemy.
C, contrition. D, damnation. E,
Eternal
eternal
damnation.
damnation. And then he
F,
messes it up when he says
festival.
festival. And then actually F is forgiveness, but he messes it up when he says festival, and Frollo is just like,
You were thinking about leaving and going.
Now, I will say, we're going to talk about more about Frollo being a creep here, but even though he's a creep, Frollo is very, very, very smart.
Yes, he's a judge.
Well, it's like he knows how to play people.
He's a judge.
Yeah.
But it's like, you wouldn't really, you look at him and you don't really expect him to be like, an evil genius.
Oh, I do.
But like,
I do.
going on to the festival, he gets to the festival, and he notices Quasimodo, and he allows for
What happens to happen?
Yeah, he allows
See
it.
what I told you? This is what Mother Gothel wishes she could.
Yes.
Yeah.
Frollo's level of, just
I told you so.
I told you so, gaslighting, making you doubt yourself, making you doubt everything. That is That is what Mother Gothel wishes she could acquire. And the looks on his, like, he just looks evil.
He really looks like he just wants to go up there and, like, smack Quasimodo.
Like, it might hurt less if he were just to stab you.
Which he tries to do!
Also, it's just... one thing is like... Okay, the whole thing is Festival Fools, the ugliest guy gets crowned the king of the fools, which is a nice little thing. But then they immediately start...
It's the start of Carnival.
They start...
tormenting him, pelting him with fruits. And it's like, I don't get how this is funny.
In the book, they kind of do it. The audience kind of turns on him a little bit more slowly in the book, but in the movie, yeah, it is very sudden.
Also raises the question of, do we count, what is his name? The guy who's running all the entire... What is his name?
Guy who's running what?
The narrator.
Clopin?
Thank
That's
you.
Clopin.
Why are we listing him?
Well,
He's
because...
not a villain.
He's not a villain. He's just a narrator.
But he starts the turn on Quasimodo.
Also,
No, he
he does try to kill them.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No.
When they go into the catacombs, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
But that does not make him a villain. He is trying to save the gypsies.
Yeah. But he does not start the turn on Quasimodo. One of the royal guards actually does that himself.
Anywho, going back to Creeper McCreeperson, who, by the way, has a wonderful thing here where we see this a lot with... This is a common villain arc. Guy sees girl he wants. Girl says no. That guy proceeds to make it everybody's problem.
Yes, because while he's looking for Esmeralda...
He's burning Paris!
He rounds up every other gypsy group and then burns
Just
Paris to
Paris?
the ground.
He's burning Paris!
And then by the end of it, when he finally gets the girl, he puts her on the stake.
To burn her!
Or unless she chooses him.
Yeah, it's either you're gonna choose me or you're gonna go to... Those are the two options. I think I'd rather burn.
And then when Quasimodo saves Esmeralda from being burned at the stake, he tries to essentially invade Notre Dame.
Also...
And churches have sanctuary.
And yeah, because the Archdeacon says, Frollo, have you gone mad? I will not tolerate this assault on the house
And
of
then
God.
he pushes over the priest.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, if you did this at the beginning, you wouldn't have a movie.
But at the same, okay, here's the thing. I am not here to judge people in their lives, what they do. It is not my place to judge which direction you're going, upstairs or downstairs, at the end of your time. That's not my place to judge. However,
This is a villain.
regardless of your religious beliefs or preferences, I feel like if you put hands on a religious leader of another religion, it kind of pushes you down the stairs.
I mean,
Okay.
it's also kind of ironic that, he's serving God's will. He's trying to do this because he is a righteous man of God. And then at the end of it, when he's trying to kill Quasimodo and Esmeralda again, he said he will smite the wicked and plunge them in the fiery pit. God just said, okay, you know what? I've had enough with you. You're going down. And then the gargoyle transforms into Satan and he goes into fires of hell. Ultimate
Yes,
irony.
That is allowed.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
he has one of the best villain songs,
He does.
He had-
Hellfire.
Actually, not one of the best
It
villain
is.
song.
When we all thought, wait, are we watching a Disney family
Is this
friendly?
is this family friendly or is this not family? I mean, either way. And the thing is, it's not. A lot of the Disney villain songs are catchy and melodic and things you want to sing along to in your car. This one, you want to stop and listen with reverence.
Not to mention, it is creepy.
It starts off as a prayer
Mm-hmm.
where we can hear Notre Dame in the
Yeah.
distance. The priests are all
Chanting.
speaking Latin. I don't know what they're saying, but I'm sure it's good.
We'll translate it later time.
And then he starts. It feels like a prayer you might say to God, like, "Oh, I've done this," but then it turns dark.
It
Yeah.
gets really dark, really quick.
And then suddenly there are cloaked figures with no face everywhere judging him for his sins, and he's singing
sin
about
of
going
lust.
to hell and all that. And I was like, we're watching a Disney movie,
This
right?
is a movie for kids, right?
Yeah.
Every kid seeing this for the first time thought, am I supposed to be seeing this?
Like, we either thought, am I supposed to be seeing this? Or you started paying a heck of a lot more attention at church the next Sunday.
Yeah. And
Like, there was no in between. Either you were seriously questioning, is this a movie for kids? Or the next Sunday you were the perfect angel at church.
yeah, Disney got away with a lot of stuff they wouldn't be able to get away with nowadays in The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So I think, we kind of talked about Frollo being a creep quite often, and he's basically a religious zealot. He is a hypocrite. He is a creep.
But he's got the cojones, he's got the presence, he's got the song.
And he's probably killed a whole lot of people that we didn't get to see.
I mean, when Phoebus goes to the jail and he's actively torturing someone.
Yeah.
He's like, let the wounds rest between lashes. That way, let the new ones hurt after the new. And
Side note, just because we haven't mentioned him this episode of the podcast yet, do you know what other 90s movie we see that in?
what?
The 1993 Three Musketeers with Cardinal Richelieu being played by Tim Curry.
Okay. But
Just saying, we hadn't had a Tim Curry moment this episode, so there it is. Ha ha!
so I think it's kind of safe to say that Judge Claude Frollo is S tier.
I'd put him at A, but I don't know if I'd put him... I mean, because here's the thing. Frollo versus Maleficent, who's going to win?
But but the thing is, it's like
Frollo versus Ursula, who's going to win?
It's not so much who's gonna win. It's just okay. Ursula and Maleficent are gonna win. Obviously, just to have magical abilities. But like you said, he has the cojones. He has the stage presence. He has the best villain song, and he immediately walks into the room, and everyone's just like, "I am instantly afraid."
I'm leaving now, thank you.
Yeah, and again, his opening scene. What does he do? He runs a woman down, knocks her down off the steps, kills her, and attempts to drown her baby.
Also, we know for a fact he's killed and tortured so
Several.
many people.
Yep.
We cannot keep count.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
So
yes,
I think he fully belongs in S tier.
he's
Okay,
he's
can
not.
I get a concession that if it wasn't for Hellfire, he'd be an A tier?
I can concede to that. The
Mm,
Hellfire.
without Hellfire,
Yeah, if we didn't have that song.
it'd be a very, you know what? Yeah, go ahead and twist my arm, but he would still be a high A tier.
Yes. All right, so we're putting him in the S tier.
All right.
Okay, and
This is the last one.
last one for the night from 1951's Alice in Wonderland. It's the Queen of Hearts.
Off with their heads!
Fun fact for everyone listening. From the books, the Queen of Hearts. This Queen of Hearts is actually a combination of two characters from the books, the Queen of Hearts and the Red Queen, who is a chess piece. And the reason why we know this is because she has one of the lines from the Red Queen,
Oh.
which is "All ways are my way," which is supposed to be a joke.
It's a
'cause-
chess reference.
yeah, but now it makes sense.
Oh. Well, you learn something new every day.
This is also why in the live action version
You have the Red Queen and the White Queen.
and the chess pieces and the chessboard.
Oh.
So
Oh.
another thing, I'm just filling time because Justin's not here. He stepped out for a second. Another interesting fact: in the book, the Queen of Hearts actually doesn't kill anyone. She says "off with their head," and then they leave. The king pardons them and then changes how they look so the queen doesn't recognize them, which is just hilarious.
Not related to Disney Villain Pantheon at all. But one of my favorite ballet things is the London Ballet's performance of Alice in Wonderland, where they had the Tarte Adage, which was a play off of the Rose Adage from Sleeping Beauty. If you have some time while you're sitting at a computer, go over to YouTube, type it in, Tarte Adage. It is hilarious. Actually, pretty much the entire London Ballet performance of Alice in Wonderland was great. But back to Disney. Where are we putting her? She does not have... Well, she has a song. But it's not really...
Her song.
Her song.
Painting the roses red.
Painting the roses red.
And many a tear we shed, because we know they'll cease to grow. In fact, they'll soon be dead. And yet we go ahead, painting the roses red.
Pardon me, but Mr. 3, why must you paint them red?
The queen, she likes them red. If she saw white instead, she'd raise a fuss and each of us would quickly lose his head.
I guess it's been a while since I've seen Alice in Wonderland, because I don't remember this at all.
Find which kids were in chorus of the group. Okay. All right. So there is a song, but it's not...
She doesn't sing it.
She doesn't sing it. It kind of lets you know that she's a little wackadoo. But, I mean, this is Wonderland. Everything's a little wackadoo.
Also,
We're all
before
mad
this...
here.
Before this, the first time we hear about the Queen of Hearts is from the Cheshire Cat, who says, in response to Alice wondering, I'm just trying to find my way. Well, that's your first problem, because all ways are the Queen's way.
Yeah.
So, she has a presence.
But the thing is, her presence is not like, well,
It's not the
Wonderland.
same kind. Yeah,
It's Wonderland because, we're all mad here, but her main presence is that of a spoiled toddler.
Yeah.
She's essentially a spoiled little brat. And that's,
I wouldn't use the word little, but okay.
well,
She
she's
is-
a spoiled brat, and that's essentially about it.
She is, to quote Alice herself, a mean, she is a mean, pompous, bad-tempered old tyrant. Which, geez, Alice, tell us how you really
Yeah,
feel.
it's like, tell me how you really feel there. That was nice.
Yeah.
But, and we don't really see her until like 3/4 of the way through the movie.
No, we're here.
Like
Is
the
this
last
like the
quarter.
This is the...
I said 3/4 all the way through the movie.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, we have a nice little court scene, which is a great example of a kangaroo court.
Yep. And then all the characters that we met along the way make cameos in the court scene. But
But does she impress us enough to be...
okay, this is just me, but I think she might be our first entry into D tier. Because, except for the line, off with their heads, she's not really that memorable.
I would disagree on the memorability.
I mean, she is memorable because you remember her.
She is the Queen of Hearts. If you see anything relate to Alice in Wonderland,
She's there.
you immediately think of her.
This is true.
But you also think of the Cheshire Cat. But
This is
also
true.
think
And the Mad Hatter and the March Hare and everyone else.
I think I would put her in C tier because she's not truly evil. She's just a spoiled brat. But she's memorable.
I would say she belongs in C tier because Cruella's in C tier. And she's
I mean,
kind
yeah,
of
I'd
like
put her on the
Cruella.
same level as Cruella.
But at least Cruella has a catchy song.
Well, so does the Queen of Hearts. You just don't remember it. But that is a fair point. I mean, the fact that her song is not as memorable as Cruella de Vil.
Also, if we're talking about in terms of we've got a woman who controls the entirety of Wonderland. She has decks of card soldiers at her beck and call. Everyone is afraid of everyone except the Cheshire Cat. Everyone in the entirety of Wonderland is afraid of her bad temper because if she gets a bad temper and she's looking at them, they're going to die.
Yeah.
I think she still belongs to D tier, but I'm clearly outvoted. So low C.
Tori's the tiebreaker. C or D? Where's she going? C for cards, D for dictator. Which one we picking?
Both. But I'm gonna say she does have a song, but it's not as memorable or catchy as Cruella de Vil.
Or Gaston.
She has no ability other than being queen.
Mm-hmm.
Her attitude is that of an impetuous child.
Yep.
And as you pointed out, no one actually ever really does die.
According to the books.
According to the books, no one ever really does
And
die.
we have no evidence in the movie that.
And she doesn't really have a. She does not. And you know what? Here it is. This is what's going to knock her down into D tier for me. She does not have a She's not on the hat. She does not have a dedicated evil plan. Or a plan that to her makes sense, but to everybody else is evil. She does not have a dedicated plan.
Yeah, it's mostly just be queen
And be a brat.
that's it.
So I'm going to side with Justin, and we are going to put her in the D category. Our first D villain.
First D-lister, Queen of Hearts.
I can agree now because I was looking at my cap here, which has a bunch of Disney villains on
The
here.
top tiers.
And Cruella is on this hat, and she's in our C tier, but there is no Queen of Hearts.
Yeah, but the Queen of Hearts is not, and she's... But I think it's ultimately it comes down to she doesn't have any... I mean, you can have a plan and your plan be thwarted. Cruella, Gaston.
She's got great branding.
But she doesn't... She has great branding, but that's about it. That's all she got going for
I mean, you can also have a plan that doesn't make sense just to everyone else except for you.
But she doesn't have a plan.
Yeah.
She's got nothing. All right, so that wraps it up for us today. So let's recap where we are.
So, in S tier,
We have Hades, Scar, Ursula, Maleficent, Frollo.
dun dun dun.
A tier, Mother Gothel, Dr. Facilier, and the Evil Queen.
Dun dun dun.
The B tier, Jafar, Captain Hook.
Dun dun.
The C tier, Cruella and Gaston.
Dun.
And the D tier currently belongs to the Queen of Hearts.
Wah wah wah.
Please remember that all ratings and opinions are strictly ours. We do not speak for the brand or the company of Disney, and these are subject to change.
Yes. So keep that in mind.
But join us next week when we will be talking about Disney again, but this time we're going to be talking about what Disney should be doing versus what they're not doing at Animal Kingdom.
One of my favorite Disney parks.
No kidding, you're a zookeeper.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.